welcome back to Colette's Marine Tank. I've come on today to do a little bit of an update. So I've got some unfortunate news, but I've also got some things that I want to explain so that we can learn from this. And when I say we, I mean everyone. Anyone that watches my videos will know that I'm learning every single day. I have been in the hobby for 9 years and had fish for all my life, but you are still learning every single day different things within this hobby. So for myself, I came home on Thursday and fed my tank some fish food, and unfortunately the fish food was out of date and it has caused a bacterial bloom immediately on this tank. So my bad, shouldn't have fed fish food that's out of date to the tank. I definitely have learned from that, and that is something I wouldn't ever recommend doing. And because of that, one of my fish became very unwell, and it was the pecular onyx clownfish. So yet again, I now only have one clownfish in this tank. So my previous clownfish in my old tank jumped out when the fish guard was ever so slightly to a tilt, and I came down the next morning and he was gone. I didn't realise that the fish guard was off at the time, so yeah, that's what happened. This is years ago now. So for years, this clownfish here, which is my one that I had for about 4 years, he has been on his own anyway. So I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but obviously losing any type of fish is not the nicest thing. I'm a bit gutted about that, but this is the hobby, things happen. It looked to me last night like the fish wasn't doing very well after the bacterial bloom, and at night time when the lights were all off, seemed to be bouncing into the rocks and skidding about. I haven't personally had that happen to me before with a fish, and I'm pretty sure there's a name for that type of disease, but I haven't done crazy amounts of research because I know that it's probably been caused from the bacterial bloom, and I know I've learnt my lesson by definitely making sure that your fish foods are always in date before you actually feed them. So I'm going to be checking everything that I've got in stock from previous tanks, and I'm going to be making sure that all of it is in date before I ever use anything on this tank now. And moving forward, I'll be using all of my TMC things that I get from my workplace anyway. So yeah, lesson learned there. Please, all of you, check your fish food and any elements or things that you will be adding additives into your tank, because it's not worth potentially something like a bacterial bloom or diseases happening from something being out of date. It's not fit for the tank. Same way that it's not fit for our own bodies if it's out of date food wise. So yeah, I guess learning curve there. So I just wanted to pass it on and say I hold my hands up, I did something wrong and you learn from it. So at the moment, hi Esme. At the moment, I've got my Midas blenny in here, and then my common clownfish, the Ocellaris clownfish. You will see the newer corals that I've added in. Now I've got the lights set to quite a white lighting just while I was doing this video so that you can see the tank a little bit better, because I've not got an orange lens on while I film. So I wanted you to see. So you can't see the colours immensely at this moment in time, but the torches are doing incredibly well. So basically, when the bacterial bloom happened on Thursday night when I'd added the fish food, it happened straight away. So the tank started to go cloudy. I put a post up, everyone noticed. I knew obviously something was going on with the tank at that point, but I just wanted to share the new frags that I'd got. So it went into this bacterial bloom. Friday it was in full bloom, you could hardly see the tank at all. And what I did was, so this is how I learn, and I'm very, very happy with what I did because it's worked a treat now, and we are on Sunday and it is clear again. Obviously there's a tiny, tiny murkiness, but it's nowhere near anything that it was the other day. All I did was a 30% water change in this tank, and then I also put in the tropic marine bacteria. So I put the full dosage in that you would add when you first set up the tank, and wow, it's cleared. I also turned my skimmer on because I don't run my skimmer constantly all the time. I didn't want it to over skim in this tank, and I wanted it to be able to carry on its cycle early stages of the tank setting up. So I recently added the skimmer, and that's now running on the tank. So yeah, it's worked a treat. Also add some carbon if you are wanting to clear it up a little bit, and filter floss. So changed out the filter floss when the bacterial boom happened because that was absolutely covered in cyano. Since I've changed the water and added more bacteria, I don't want to jinx myself, touch this wood, but the cyano's gone basically, and the diatom sheet that was all over the whole of the sandwork, all of the glass, it's all died down in literally a few days. So it just shows if you are if you do a little bit of research or watch some videos on people that have experienced similar, you are able to kind of get yourself back, and don't kind of think that you won't be able to come back from it, sort of thing. So yes, I have lost a fish, but at the end of the day, the tank is now looking 10 times better than a few days ago, and a few days ago you'd probably have looked at the tank and gone, she's not coming back from this. So yeah, sorry for the not very nice news, but the way I want to end this video is by telling you I've learned a lot from it, and I'm also going to do a little bit of research about the disease that I think the fish ended up with, just because it's another thing to learn about. You need to learn about anything and everything inside this hobby, and I'm interested to learn a little bit more about that, and why the fish decided it was kind of bouncing about in the rockwork and stuff when there's no lights on, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's it from me today. I will show you a little bit closer in the tank in a few days time, but on this video, so stay with me if you want to see a little bit more.
Okay, so here is the tank and the torches at the top. So in the middle and to the right hand side on this, you will see two different dragon souls, and then at the top left was the gold torch. I actually think it's a New York Nix because it has got a green centre. Then you'll see my red discosoma mushrooms to the left hand side right now. One of them is called a Deadpool mushroom, and one's just a standard red discosoma. The Deadpool one has a little bit of a darker tinge design on that as well. As you can see, my clownfish is doing okay, and at the bottom there we have a zoophrag and a leather that has fallen off, and I'll pop them back.
Okay, so that's everything from me today, and thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!